Welcome to Section 3 of the PrEP video tutorial on navigating the school system. In this video, we will learn about how to identify and resolve the discrimination issues your child might be facing at school. This video tutorial is provided by PrEP, the Parental Readiness and Empowerment Program. We offer helpful information, not legal advice. We try to be accurate, but rules can change and may vary by state and district. You or your child might have a discrimination-related issue at school. A discrimination-related issue means there might be unfair treatment of a group of students at your school based on their race, gender, national origin, ethnicity, or language ability. The main types of discrimination-related issues include your child's classes are separated by gender and you don't agree. You notice disproportionate discipline measures are taken against students of one particular group, such as race, ethnicity, national origin, or gender. You believe your child's school resources or facilities are unsatisfactory. Or your child is limited English proficient and is only in classes with other English language learners. This will also be addressed as an English language learner issue next. However, it's important to remember that separation from the general population of students for extended periods of time should raise a red flag for a discrimination issue as well. So ask yourself, did you identify that your child is having one of these problems and categorize it correctly as a discrimination-related issue? If your child has one of these issues, you should speak with the teacher first to gather more information. However, oftentimes the groupings of students or decision to group students by race, gender, or national origin are made at the administrative level, so you can go straight to the source. Speak with the principal of your school and raise your concern. While it can be difficult to talk about race and discrimination, it's important to bring up if you're comfortable doing so. If you still haven't found a solution after talking with the principal, contact the associate superintendent and then the superintendent of your district. If the issue still isn't resolved or the discriminatory practice isn't fixed, an option could be filing a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights. Contact an attorney who specializes in education litigation or Title VI claims, or contact an education advocacy organization within your state. Here's an example of how one discrimination issue was resolved.
This is Deontay. He is a black student in the 11th grade. This is Kevin. He is a white student in the 11th grade. They both attend Smith High School, which has a zero-tolerance fighting policy. One day, Kevin and Deontay get in a fight. They are sent to the principal's office, where both have been before. Kevin is sent back to class. Deontay is suspended for 5 days for violating the school's zero-tolerance policy for fighting. Deontay went home that night with a note to his dad notifying him that he had been suspended. Deontay told his dad that the other boy didn't get suspended for the same offense. Will, Deontay's dad, decided to call the school the next day. Because the principal was the one who dealt with the discipline problem, he knew that he should call the principal first. Although he was angry, he remembered to present his concern assertively instead of aggressively. Over the phone, Will asked the principal why Deontay was suspended if the other boy was not. Even though Will was angry, he focused on the difference in discipline, not initially on the racial difference. Many times, discipline decisions are made based on biases the decision-maker might not even be aware of. You might even want to come prepared knowing the school's history of discipline action against different groups of students. The principal responded that Deontay had a history of coming to the principal's office, and Kevin's bruises were much worse than Deontay's. He added that he was sure Kevin was disciplined at home. Will brought up the point that based on the data and facts, it seemed Deontay and Kevin were disciplined differently because of their race. However, the problem had not been solved. Even though it might seem that the issue is over, what happens if Deontay is sent to the principal's office again? The suspension is already on his record and will affect future discipline measures. The principal was not helpful in meaningfully addressing the problem, so Deontay's father would then document his conversation with the principal, which we discussed in step 3 of this video, and speak with the superintendent and then possibly an attorney or advocacy organization. Or he could file a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights.
The key takeaways from Section 3, resolving discrimination issues, are go straight to the source. Start with a person who made the decision that you believe was discriminatory. This person is usually the school principal, but it may be appropriate to begin by speaking with your child's teachers in some cases. It's also important to bring up the topics of race and discrimination if you believe that your child might be facing an issue of discrimination, but remember to be assertive rather than passive or aggressive in these conversations. Finally, remember to focus on the difference in discipline or resources instead of the racial difference when discussing potential instances of discrimination. Now that you've completed the prep video tutorial on discrimination issues, you may be wondering about the process to address English language learner issues. The next video in this tutorial series addresses this problem specifically, so stay tuned for the video on resolving English language learner issues.